New battery day. Sun Fun kit. This has got to be the heaviest. Oh, what do you say? So this is their battery jacket that keeps your battery warm in freezing temperatures. I think this is a new product. All right, so this is the pre-built battery. This is not the DIY battery that you guys are used to from this company. This is a pre-built. So if you are looking for a large high capacity battery and you don't want to build the battery, this is the one that you want to get. There she is. Mighty fine looking battery, if I do say so myself. It's got these nice ropey handles for you to lug it around. This is the SFK 300 HP 300 amp hour battery, 12 volt. Oh, it shows the serial numbers of each cell that was used. 57 pounds, 14.6 inches by 7.5 by 11.8. Built with certified automotive grade cells, smart battery Bluetooth compatibility, 8-year USA warranty. As this has built-in heating, guys. Built-in thermal heating pads for low temperature charging. It has 200 amp discharge for up to 120 seconds. It says 300 amp hour capacity. It says 4 kilowatts. We're going to test both of these. 125 amp continuous discharge. 80 amp charging capability, so you can charge it with 80 amps. Oh, it has a built-in 5 amp active cell balancer. 3,000 cycles at 80% depth of charge. You can wire 4 of these in series, so you can make a 48 volt battery with 4 of these. I was kind of looking at this battery and thinking, man, it's really compact for a 4 kilowatt battery. This is a massive amount of capacity. Now it is quite heavy. I will say it's definitely heavier than other batteries, but just for comparison, here's a Redodo 100 amp hour battery. It's really not much larger than this 100 amp hour battery, but this battery is 3 times this. So you need 3 of these to equal 1 of these. That's actually pretty wild. I mean, look at this. If you need to have the highest amount of capacity in a small space, let me tell you what, this is the one that you're going to want to choose. You know, 3 of these, imagine, out to here. That is absolutely amazing. Look at that. 3 times the capacity of that. And on top of that, you've got smart BMS, you've got heating. This battery can be charged in freezing weather. Nice, thick manual telling you how you can hook everything up. Oh, there's the little battery jacket. I'm going to charge this thing up and then we're going to do a capacity test. All right, guys. So I wanted to charge this beast up, you know, with this solar charge controller. There's just not much solar out there. So I've got it hooked up to this variable power supply. That's charging her up. Take this time to take a look at their app. SFK BMS app. You have to do a scan. It always asks you that. And there's the battery. Connect. There she is. I do like how clean their app is. We're 88.54% state of charge right now. Oh, it looks like I'm actually not even charging. I must have bumped this. There we go. Now we're charging with 12 amps. It's got 276.95 amp hours in it. Volts are 13.46. You can go to details. Now it shows our individual cell voltages. Everything is perfectly balanced. 3.37 all across the board. Very nice. You can change this meter right here to amps, so 12 amps. Wattage. I'm guessing that the wattage is going to show us power going out. Voltage. And temps. Right on. So they've got like some settings in here. And the one that I wanted to mess with, and this is their new app that I don't think is out yet. This is the version 3.57. He just sent me this, so it's not on the store. But I think when they're ready, they're going to put it on the Google Play Store. So what I want to do, this is a new feature setting in the BMS. I want to set, it comes default at 10.8 volts for low voltage cutoff. And since I'm going to do a capacity test and I want to get everything out of it, I'm going to set that down to 10 and then update. Says it's updated. And everything else, I'm just going to leave alone. Maximum charge amps is 160. Maximum discharge is 200. So it has a temperature at which it starts heating the battery. So I guess 35 Celsius. Seems like that. Well, I guess that makes sense. I guess you want to start warming it up before it goes. Seems like maybe you'd want that to go a little bit lower. I don't know. But I guess you want it to start warming up before it goes too low. So it's the lowest is 35. Connection reestablish is like if you're roaming around with your tablet or smartphone and you get out of range, it's going to disconnect. So this is that telling it to reestablish connection. It actually says 10 times here, 30 times, and 60 times. But since my color scheme is screwed up, it's not showing up correctly on the app. The pull request is how often this application queries the BMS for fresh data. Looks like that can be every 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or 8 seconds. So yeah, there we go. Now here's the cool thing is, well, also the nice thing about this that I noticed is, it has this nice landscape mode where most of them don't. And this battery can also work with JBD app or Shixing BMS app, which only works in portrait mode. There she is, working just perfectly fine there. Says I got 2.5 hours left to charge. That is one thing I didn't notice on the SFK app. But with this, we now have way more settings. If you want to get into this battery and change stuff, which I don't recommend it unless you absolutely know 100% what you're doing. But they're going to set this BMS properly up for this battery. But there's a ton of other settings that you can get to. But like I said, you can screw your battery up if you don't know what you're doing. So for the people that are buying this, they're buying this because they don't want to build a battery. They don't want to DIY a battery. They want to buy a battery that's already complete. So they probably don't want to go messing around with these settings in here. Okay. Anyways, yep, works with the Shixing JBD BMS app. There you go, guys. I'm gonna let this continue to charge up, and whenever it's completed, then we're gonna do a capacity test. See you then. All right, guys, the battery is fully charged. Super balanced. 0.003 deviation. The cells did go to 3.65 and then it disconnected charging, setting at 3.594, 3.592, 3.592, 92. They're all, they're super balanced. This battery's amazingly balanced. So it's fully charged, and so that means we're going to do a discharge. We're going to do a capacity test. And I figure, what the heck, let's try the new capacity tester that I've got. It's going to take a while. So anyways, let me get this device connected to the battery, and then we'll start doing a capacity test. Be right back. All right, guys. So I got the capacity test all set up. Got their SFK app up so we can kind of monitor things, what's going on. Let's get to cranking. Turn up the power here. So we can't go past 180 watts. So let's go to 170. This is gonna be a long test. All right, I guess I'll be back this time tomorrow. All right, guys, it is the next day, and it is 22 hours and 39 minutes later. It's still going. We're currently at 291.26 amp hours, 3,766 watt hours. I didn't want to time lapse the discharge test for this long. You know, this is going to be like 24 hours roughly. So I'm going to just time lapse the very tail end of it. Okay? All right, guys, so we've got to 315.09 amp hours, 4,052.41 watt hours. Test took 24 hours and 30 minutes, 15 seconds. The only thing is that you know, that was basically a 0.04 C test, so a very low power test. And of course, I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging like that. We're gonna charge this guy back up and do at least a 0.2 C test. Coming right up. All right, guys, got the battery all charged back up, and we got the other shunt hooked up, and we're gonna do a 0.2 C. Let me go ahead and turn the inverter on. Okay, we're pulling 50 amps. Nice to get it to 60. Let me see if I can. Get something else on. All right, so we got 61 amps. That's good. We're gonna rock with that. That's just roughly around 0.2 C. So I'm gonna let this roll, and I'll come back when it completes, guys. Guys, yeah, so we're over 300 amp hours now. One thing I wanted to mention, actually, I noticed this early on, and you'll see it in the time lapse of this. My little battery meter right here was glitched at that little, just the icon here was kind of glitched. So it ran down like within the first 10%, but that's just the icon. Everything else was working, you know, fine. It was just this little battery image. So I don't know what's up with that. It may be because I changed the battery capacity to 300 amp hours and didn't reset the device or something. I'm not sure. But everything else read properly. So yeah, right now we're at 303.47 amp hours, 3,918 watt hours. so let's take a look at the app. Let's see what the cells look like. Okay, so each cells are still above 3 volts. This battery is now mind you, this is a 300 amp hour battery, guys. So I've been told if you use my discount code BMC, you'll get 5% off, and you'll also get the battery jacket. I did some research. They have different versions of the battery jacket. They have one that is heated, and they have one that's not heated. Well, since this battery is heated, it has a built-in heater, you don't need a heated battery jacket. But if you put this battery into the battery jacket, the heat, if it's cold outside, the heaters will come on, and it'll be insulated, and you won't waste all that heat. So that's kind of the idea behind that, and that's brilliant, actually. So bravo, I applaud that design. So I was looking at the numbers and comparing this battery to other batteries, because I know people are going to think this battery is expensive, and it's really not. It's just that it's a very high capacity battery. So, it's 3 times what you're used to. It's a 300 amp hour battery. We're used to seeing 100 amp hour batteries that are really common. So if I did some comparison, this battery after the discounts and everything is like, $1,550. That is, that comes out to like a little over 39 cents a kilowatt hour. It has an 8-year warranty. It's made in the USA, or assembled in the USA. Most of the stuff, I guess some of the parts, maybe the casing, I'm not sure what else is made in the USA. It's heated, and it has a smart BMS. Oh, the cell voltages are now under 3, so it's going to start winding down pretty soon here. Then I compare this to a Battleborn. The biggest Battleborn battery that they have that you could compare this to is a 270 amp hour 12 volt, and it's $2,299 on their website. That comes out to 66.5 cents per kilowatt hour. It's got a 2-year warranty, made in the USA, but it's not heated, and it doesn't have a smart BMS. So it's way more money, and it's missing a lot of the features that this guy has. And then so I was looking at the SOK. I went to their website, and the biggest battery they have is a 206 amp hour 12 volt for $1,029. Now that comes out to about 39 cents a kilowatt hour, so very close to pretty much the same as this. 7-year warranty, not made in the USA as far as I know. Doesn't have the smart BMS and doesn't have the heating. If I'm buying a battery of this capacity, I think my money's on this one, because it's a better deal all around. So I mean, you got more features, and it's it's a really good price. So I just wanted to throw that out there as far as what I did to compare batteries. Now there's definitely cheaper options, guys. You can DIY a battery and get away cheaper. Of course, that's provided that you want to build a battery. This is for people that don't want to build a battery. You also can get away cheaper using something like a Redodo, which is a really good battery, but it doesn't have the smart BMS. It doesn't have heating. It's a 5-year warranty, and it's not made in the USA. So, and also, this is a smaller footprint, as I showed you earlier in the video. So anyways, that's just some things to consider as far as the cost value of this battery. I just think you get a lot more with this, with a smaller footprint, and for the money. All right, we gotta be coming up here. Okay. We're at 2.8 per cell, and we're at 311.9 amp hours, 4,019 watt hours. So what was written on the battery, you know, we are exceeding. So it's absolutely correct. So this is a full 4 kilowatt battery. I'm not sure how many cycles would it take before you drop below 4 kilowatts. Usually what happens with these lithium iron phosphate batteries, after a period of time, they kind of settle down a little bit in the capacity. So I actually did the calculation, the cost per kilowatt. I'm sorry, the cost per watt. But I did that based on 3,891.2 kilowatts. So if I actually did it based on this number, the battery would end up being less than 39 cents per watt hour. Something's complaining. I think we're probably about to shut down here. The inverter's griping. Yeah, I'm gonna kill it, guys. All right. So 314.78, 4,049 watt hours. I think it probably had a little bit left in there. I just wanted to kill it so it didn't low voltage disconnect, because if it did, it'll cut off my shunt here, and we'll lose this information. There you go, guys. Solid battery. Definitely a solid battery. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm going to go to bed. All right, so tomorrow I'm going to open this up. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm too tired. But I'm going to open this up, and we're going to take a little sneak peek in there and see how tidy it is and just what it looks like inside there. And I'll see you then. All right, guys. So we're going to open up this SFK battery and take a little peekster inside of it. Let's do something like this here. How about that, huh? 2.5 or something? I don't know, I can't really see it. These look like stainless steel screws. All right, let's open this bad boy up. Oh, looks pretty good. So we've got, see their BMS. This is from the same company that makes JBD BMSs, but it's actually not a JBD BMS. It's their own branded, so it's made to their specifications. So it's a little bit more hardy. It can actually do batteries in series and things like that. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of these plates in here are 3D printed, which is fine. Yeah, I don't want to tear this thing all apart, but if you look underneath here, that's where there's an active balancer underneath there, which is pretty cool. Everything seems to be nice and tight. There's the heater wires, the Eve cells there, prismatic cells. Right on. That's good enough for me. All right, guys. Well, I guess this is going to be the end of the video. I've really enjoyed testing this battery, and thanks to Sunfun Kits for providing it for me to test. And I'm going to be doing some more videos in the future where I actually use this. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm kind of leaning towards maybe a solar generator of some sort. It's very high capacity. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you on the next video.